Hey everyone, I just wanted to take a couple of minutes and walk you through Blackboard so you can know where to find everything, and we are ready to start right away on Tuesday. So first of all, this is your landing page, this announcement page. Make sure you read these. They have a lot of very important information in them. I'll send these to you weekly just to help you stay on track. So also to make sure you're aware of what's due and what you should be working on. The next tab in Blackboard is your syllabus and schedule. This is an 8-week class for a 4-credit hour class, and that's a lot of work to get through on a weekly basis. This first week is going to be very difficult. There's a learning curve with the homework system and just getting all the orientation assignments done, and we also have our first exam. So make sure you really spend some time looking at your week and fitting in enough hours to get all of this done this week. So you'll see this 8-week schedule and how it's set up. There is a lot to get through again, so make sure you plan accordingly. Make sure you read through the whole syllabus, but I'll just kind of walk you through some of the most important parts and explain a couple of things here. First of all, this is actually a high flex course, and all that means is it's a traditional regular course. You're going to come to class twice a week. We're going to go through content. It is an 8-week course, so you should expect to watch videos, read the text, and do a lot of that prep on your own, and then we'll go through the chapter highlights together in class. What a high flex course means is that you have the option in this class to come in person, just like you do any regular in-person class. You can choose to watch it live online, so during class time I will be recording the class, so you can sign in to WebEx and watch from home. If you're sick, not feeling well, or have some babysitting issues, whatever that case may be, you can watch this at home. The other option is those live classes will also be recorded, and you can go back and watch those on your own when you have time. This may also be helpful if you didn't quite catch something during class time. You can always go back and review that. I do have other online videos that are not our class videos that will also be helpful in delivering content to you. So here's just a little bit more information on that type of class that you're looking at. Make sure you read through that and understand it. The next is the required information. We will use a Wiley text for this book. Most people want to know the cheapest way to buy it, and that's through Blackboard, through a link I'm going to give you in Blackboard. You'll see instructions there. That is an $85 option for the homework system and an online ebook. The next best option is to buy the book from the bookstore. It should be about $140, and that will give you a hard textbook to read. We'll also give you the e-text and the homework system. Grading. We do have 4 full exams and then 1 mini exam that you'll take that first week. That mini exam is only worth 50 points, but it should give you a good idea of how these exams are set up, what kind of content you're going to be seeing, and whether or not you'll be able to handle this course in an 8-week format. So we give all that to you that first week so you really know what you're getting into. We have homework through our homework system, chapter quizzes, which are also through that homework system. I'll have different activities that you do for points, and then an orientation module. Just lets me know that you've gotten into this and that you have access to Blackboard and you've gotten access to everything you need to, and that's 20 points. Your final grade is just based on those points alone. There's no extra credit. There's nothing else you can do to earn points in this course. As long as you do the work, you're going to be fine. Just make sure you schedule accordingly the next 8 weeks to make sure you have time to do all this work. The other thing we want to make sure you're aware of, exams, they are online through the Wiley homework system. You're only allowed 90 minutes for these exams. So even though they're open book, open note, make sure you study for them. It's going to be really important. You will not have time to look up everything you need to, no matter how good you are on Google. And then finally, just some other expectations from the class. Note that here, this is a 4 semester hour class, which means that you should expect to work 6 to 8 hours per week on coursework. But note that this is an 8-week course, not a 16-week course. So you can expect 12 to 16 hours per week in coursework for this course. Finally, just make sure you're aware of what the college has to offer you. And if you're not aware, there's services listed here at the end of the syllabus giving you all that information. Please take advantage of these services if you can. So there's some great services here. Make sure you're aware of them, especially this Job Placement Resource Center. I'm a big component of that. All right, let's get back to Blackboard here and walk you through the rest of it. So faculty information is next. You'll see a link to my LinkedIn. You'll see a little bit about me in a visual sense. My work phone number, I'm often not in my office, so if you want to get a hold of me, the best way is to reach me through email. I'm pretty good about getting back to you on that. If you want to watch one of our sessions or we need to meet online to go over something, this is my link to those WebEx sessions. Next is your learning modules. You'll first go into your course orientation, and it'll tell you everything you need to do, how to access Wiley and how to buy that book. You can always start with a free 2-week trial to make sure this class is for you before purchasing that $85 option. I want you guys to introduce yourselves here on discussion board. Even though we're in person, sometimes it's helpful to read through somebody's information to see who you are going to connect with. Here's that assignment here to meet with me on WebEx. There's a Wiley Integrity assignment. This really just gets you access to Wiley and makes you aware of how the system works. And finally, I will hand out these notes to you, but if you lose them, you can come in here and print a new copy for yourself. So that's in your orientation. Walk you through what a chapter looks like. First, you'll have chapter quizzes. These are done through Wiley. Sometimes they take a little while to load, so I'm not going to open it up here, but they're just kind of getting you familiar with the content. There will always be a link to your ebook. In this folder are some lectures. These are lectures that I have done on some of the topics that I think students have a little bit more trouble with. These, you'll see 2 for each of them. One has closed captioning and one does not. That's the only difference there. Next, you'll see a video on the notes that we will go through in class. So this video will highlight what we do in class. So if you miss something or just want a better explanation of it, you can always come here. Finally, you'll see the homework. I'm going to give you a little example of what the homework looks like. Let me go into your student view here. So your homework is set up. A lot of them are not just drop down. Let me get you a better one. There's some fill in the blanks here, another drop down. As you can see, especially chapter 1 is not as time consuming, but some of the other homework will be. So here's, just some fill in the blanks again, but I'm trying to get to one that I can show you a little bit more of what you're supposed to do. So here, you'll put in some numbers. I am not even looking at this, just so you know how this works. You'll put in the numbers. Some of the scrolling isn't great on here. You can hit submit. You have unlimited attempts on this. As you can see, it'll tell you on the bottom you have unlimited attempts. So make sure you're on the right page, going through this before you get too far into it. So this will tell you red if it's wrong. It'll mark it green if it's right. So for example, your income statement should say, I'm not sure if this is year or month, and then you can see it's green because it's right. So this should give you ample opportunity to get full points on the homework, but I want you to learn. So that's why I have those unlimited attempts there. If you're doing something wrong all the way through, and we don't want you to remember that, so just double check your work along the way. Your homework has set due dates, but if you don't do it on time, you can always do the homework late at a 50% penalty. So this is how each and every chapter is set up that you'll have to do. The quizzes are worth 10 points, homework is worth 20 points. And then we have exams as well. Each exam, you'll see an exam review folder that has some practice in it, some things to do, some extra questions, maybe a game or two to help you prepare for that exam. And then the exams are right here. You can only click on that once. Those are also done through Wiley. And you have one time to open them. You'll have 90 minutes. Finally, there's activity points. There's a couple different activities I want you to do. Some of them are done together as a group. Some of them are done individually. So you'll have to go through and complete these activities. Some of these, like activity 4 and activity 5, are not content related but career related. So you can do these at any point in time. So if you have more time now, I would highly recommend just getting those done so you don't have to worry about it at the end of this course. And finally, there's that discussion board. This is the one you have to do. There's a link to it in your orientation. And this is your activity 3 discussion board and activity 5 discussion board. I also have 2 last things to go through real quick. Some 5-minute videos. If there's just a topic you don't quite get, you want a quick explanation of it, there's a 5-minute video done for each of those topics based on chapter. And finally, your last resource is your Wiley course resources. Here you'll find anything you can imagine based on how much time you have to go over everything. So there's extra problems, there's crossword puzzles you can do, there's flashcards, there's tons of videos or PowerPoints. So if you're having problems with a topic, reach out to your Wiley course resources and see if there's something there that can help you. So that should give you a good idea where to find everything in Blackboard. We can go over any questions you have on Tuesday, but make sure you get access to Wiley and get started.